Chase McCain.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Samslow33 here, and welcome to another episode of Stack Attack. And today we have Stringer from the 2012, living in the last year's summer Breakout sets, set number 6282, ages 6 to 12, 42 pieces. It is I already said Stringer, and yeah, he's one of the $9 characters of that wave. He's not very big, so yeah, I guess we should just take a look at Stringer. As you may already know, I have started doing brain attack videos, but I have just a few more breakout videos to do, so let's go ahead and do those. And Stringer is one of the last ones, so let's look at him right now. Alright, well, I've laid out all the pieces here for you to observe, so if you want to look around and see what you can see, just basic summary of all the pieces, go ahead. So I'm going to start with the more basic pieces. Here you can see the bone pieces here, the two gray upper arm, or two upper ones, two black upper ones, two lower ones, and two short lower ones. Then up here at the top, we have these very interesting, speaker pieces, since Stringer is kind of a music-based, or sound-based character. He has these giant speaker things, the 6 ends to them. Very interesting looking piece. They have the 2 pin connectors on them. So yeah, these pieces are very interesting. Next, we have the Xanosphere in blue. Don't think that's a unique color. And the blaster pieces are both in silver. I think those are new colors, so those are nice. Next, we have the 2 short black armor pieces, pretty basic. Next, we have the 2 black feet, again, pretty basic. We have 4 of the little armor pieces in blue. Not a very rare color at all. It is rare for Stringer to have blue. It's kind of his new secondary color for some reason, instead of orange. But yeah, there's 4 blue armor pieces. Next, we have the 2 handcuff pieces, of course we always get in Hero Factory sets. We have the 3 chain links down here to connect the handcuffs. Then we have one of these pseudo hand pieces with 3 pins on it. Then we have 2 actual hands in black. And we have 2 of these flat pieces with the 2 axle pins on them. Yep, 2 of those. And one of these singular balls with the pin going through it. Then we have one little clip with the miniature pin connected to it. Then we have a few axle rods. We have the one with the stopper at the end, about 4 long, the gray 3 long, and then the red 2 long. Then we have one of these, I think they're called, I've heard they're called multi-purpose ice shooters, but I think that just the name someone else gave it. Has the 2 pins there, the 2 larger pins there, the little axle thing right there. You got the 2 larger holes right there that you can fit something in. Yeah, that's one in silver. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's a new color. I could definitely be wrong, but it looks new to me. For the head pieces, we have the blue Glutorian head, and then we have Stringer's 1.0 head, of course, all the characters from this wave. Next, we have the Hero Core. Yep, 2 pins. And we have this new chest piece, which is in blue, transparent blue to be exact. Very nice looking piece, and then has the wavy pattern on it. Translucent blue. First translucent chest piece we've had. And then we have the body, which is just the standard one. Alright, so let's get to building this set. Go! Oh, I forgot a rating. You get 3 bricks. See? 1, 2, 3. You get 3 bricks. Yeah, you get 3. You get three bricks for mock pieces. Go. You go, Stringer. You got 3 for mock pieces. All right. Now for the size of Stringer for a $9 character. Let's take a look at him. As I said, he's a $9 character, and for what you get, I think it's alright. I mean, it's not great, it's not horrible. I mean, as you can see, he doesn't have the most bulky armor. He has a lot of the smaller armor pieces. But, you know, this weapon is pretty big, and these megafoam thingamajigs seem like they'd be kind of a complicated build. Nothing in the back or anything. So he does look... I can understand why he'd be $9 as opposed to a little lower. But I know since the other character's $9, I doubt they'd make Stringer $9 as well. So it's not horrible. It's not really that great either. Just not very big in general. No larger limb pieces. In fact, he has some of the smaller ones. So, for size, from the original 3 bricks we had from mock pieces, we'll give Stringer a 2 for size. He's just not all that big, honestly. Just, yep, not that big. Alright, now let's look at the play value for Stringer. Now, in terms of articulation, he's fine. All his limbs move pretty well. No parts really get in the way. Handcuffs don't really get in the way. The arms don't get in the way. The big shoulder thing doesn't really get in the way. The weapon, that's where your problem is. The weapon is a very, how do I put this? Not fun is a good way to describe it. First of all, his only weapon is a gun, which is boring. You just have one weapon and it's a, boring shooter weapon. And second of all, it's one of those two-handed ones, so he's got to hold it like that, and it really doesn't work, especially considering there's only one like pin for him to hold on to, so this one's just kind of like floating like next to it. And it's really hard to get it at a proper angle without it looking really weird. It's like it's at like an angle, and then it's like that. How are you supposed to shoot with that? If you put it actually like kind of downward, if you try to get it more straight in a way that would, I guess if you do something like that, but if you get it more of a straight angle when he's standing straight up, if you like it's elevated and just all this empty space down here, it looks really weird. And I guess I think there's supposed to be an implication that it's like a guitar, kind of. I guess it's supposed to also be like a guitar thing, like it shoots sound waves with the guitar. Or, he's just starting up the Hero Factory band, before everyone else catches on. So I really don't like the weapon. It's really kind of awkward, and I guess you could hold it under here, but first of all, I don't think that's how you're supposed to hold it. Second of all, that doesn't really work that well either. So, yeah, not great, honestly. Let's go back to the 5 points he had from earlier, and let's just give him a couple, 2. Yeah, these are two yellows, Stringer. Congratulations, you have 2 yellows. So, yeah, not a very interesting weapon whatsoever. He does have fine articulation, but really he's not, I don't understand what you're supposed to do with this weapon. It's just kind of awkward and hard to aim, and it really does not work. At least the Surge 2.0, his had like 2 handles, so you could actually hold it in a logical way. And this one, it's always like curved up, which doesn't even make any sense because his main enemy, like you can see on the package that there's Voltex in the background, he's a grounded enemy. Out of like half the villains in this set being able to fly, and he has to fight one of the grounded ones with a weapon that's arced up like this half the time. So yeah, not one of my favorites. Alright, now for the final section of the video, other than the, final thoughts, would be the design / cool factor / overall design, as I normally say it. So, I guess we should take a look at his structure from top to bottom, get a clear look at him. Right at the bottom, looks pretty standard, just got those small armor pieces, nothing to really complain about. I do like the black and blue color scheme. I think it does look pretty well. The darker blue's kind of a darker blue, especially the chest plate, so it does work pretty well. It's pretty standard all around the legs. chest piece. As you can see, it is clear. This clear looks very cool, and also the like wavy lines also kind of look very nice with the core in the center of them all. So I think that looks very cool. His head, how does his head compare with the rest of his body? I think the head fits pretty well. It's kind of weird considering that the old Stringer's head was on a orange. I think it was orange. Yeah, orange Glatorian head, and this one's on a blue, so it looks kind of odd that fashion. But I think it works pretty well with the rest of his body. And speaking of the rest of his body, these speaker things on the side, they look a little kind of open. They don't look too bad. I mean, they just kind of like extended out and like kind of like curve back. This is a little empty spot right here. From the sides, they look fine. Not really that bad. His left arm is fine if you're just holding it. Nothing to complain about there. Just arms equal in completely symmetrical character other than the weapon. So let's just take off the weapon and look at it. Just take a look at it. As you can see, it's a weapon. As I said earlier, it's probably supposed to be like a guitar thing, but it doesn't really look like a guitar. Like you think a guitar would have these little spike things facing downward, but it's doesn't look like a guitar at all. Like I could maybe see it if the ice shield thing was facing the other way, with these pointing that way, but how it is now, it just doesn't look right. And it's on a ball joint, so I didn't mention that in the play value, because you think this would kind of like wobble around a bunch, but it doesn't really. It usually stays in place, which is nice. Like if you just take that off, this could just be like, and you cover up that, it could just be like a normal shooter, and then instead you put the peg there and you slap this thing on it, then it becomes this two-handed ridiculous thing that just looks weird and is also a guitar. And why it is a guitar, I do not know. It's weird. And it's also silver, which doesn't really go with the rest of his color scheme. The rest of him is blue and black, and then there's silver. Yep. I guess the silver is not too bad. It's kind of an in-between color between the blue and the black. It doesn't look awful. It does have the blue Xanosphere. Yes, I'm going to keep calling them Xanospheres, by the way, even though they're like just shooter thing, but you know, they're Xanospheres. That's what they are. That's what they were, and that's what they're always gonna be to me. Okay? As I said earlier, he looks so weird holding this thing. He has to aim to the side, which I always hate when they have to do that. To aim to the side. You can't really make him look straight and be like in combat. He has to be like getting ready or in like a cool pose, which you can't even do because that just kind of lays there, and you have to individually pose the arms. Yeah, you can't do it all at the same time. You have to move this to wherever inconceivable angle you want to, and put the hand there, and there you go. You pose Stringer. I guess that's kind of a downward angle, but it looks. This is not how you hold a weapon. You hold it from the bottom, but the bottom doesn't really work very well, especially since there's this whole thing right here, like the thing that connects it. You could put it right here. I guess intended to do like that for combat, which looks alright, but you could have at least had something to hold it. Like you could have put like a little peg there. I don't really have that many little pegs, I guess, but there could have been a little peg you could have had to put it through here, and then it goes to the hand or something. Just I don't like how they did this at all. It's just such a weird looking weapon. I don't like it. I don't like two-handed weapons, and I don't like how inconceivably strange it is to hold and get at a good angle. And he can't even look the same way as it's shooting, because his head doesn't go that far. It's just kind of, there's things in the way. So it's all Lego, just a tip, don't make these two-handed weapons. They're really stupid and don't make any sense. And I know it just doesn't make sense. Nah, of course, if you're gonna follow through on the Hero Factory band, you should have followed through on it and not just had Stringer be like that one weird guy who's like, oh, let's start the Hero Factory band, and then everyone's like, no thanks. No, I don't really like that. come on guys, this is gonna be awesome, we're gonna have a guitar, and you're gonna be the drummer. Like, no, that's okay. You can have that as your weapon or something. That's alright. That's okay. That's alright. You can have your weapon, your guitar thing, but sorry, I don't really want to do that. Alright, so anyway, from the 7 points Stringer already had, for cool factor / overall design, I'm going to give him a 2. I mean, without this weapon, he'd look fine. If you gave him a plausible weapon, just his structure, this looks fine. I think this is actually a pretty good character. A little wonky in some areas, but it's alright. It's pretty basic, not much to complain about. It actually does look pretty cool. And even the back is not, like, I guess it's clear right here, but if you put something in the back, then it would show through from the front, and it would kind of mess everything up. But then you add this weapon, yeah, that's not what you want. You don't want that weapon. I honestly, I think I doubt anyone will do this just because of how unpopular I am. But I'm going to give you guys a challenge to make a weapon for. Stringer. Just use this as your base, and then you see whatever pieces you want to make any kind of weapon that Stringer can hold. And if anyone submit your ideas for weapons, or just show, like, giving a video response or something, or just like a picture of. Even though you could PM me a picture if you just have the picture, but if you have a video, leave it as a video response to this video. Just show me a weapon that you can make, and I'll. I guess if anyone gives me an idea for a weapon for him, then I'll give it the winner, even though there's probably only going to be one, if anyone, in the next breakout video I do. So try to make a cool weapon for Stringer. You can make it music themed. You don't have to make it music themed. You could make this plausible to be held by not ridiculous means. Just whatever you want. Just try to make a weapon for Stringer. I'll try to make one too, but I might not get around to it. So thanks for watching, and next time on Breakout reviews, I don't think I actually have any Breakout sets quite yet. I should be getting some in the future. I actually was told by my uncle, who got me a bunch of Hero Factory sets for Christmas, that I'd be getting Speed a Demon as well, but it hasn't arrived. And he said there was some kind of complication, so I'm not sure when that's going to get here. But I think I'll be getting Stormer XL sometime, so anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys next time for more Breakout and Brain Attack as well. Later.